The holographic display flickered to life, casting an ominous red glow across the xenobiology classroom. Professor Zilthar's tentacles trembled as he manipulated the controls, bringing up images of hostile environments that had claimed countless expedition lives. "Today," the Valerian professor announced, his translator implant converting his chemical signals into galactic standard, "we discuss Class 9 Deathworld protocols." Essa leaned forward in his seat, his chitinous carapace clicking against the desk. As a Kresh warrior scholar, he prided himself on fearlessness, but even he felt his secondary hearts accelerate at the mention of Class 9 worlds. These weren't just dangerous, they were apocalyptic nightmares where the galaxy sent criminals as execution sentences. "The mission parameters are simple," Zilthar continued. "Retrieve geological samples from Theta 7, a volcanic death world with atmospheric toxicity levels that would liquefy most species' respiratory systems within minutes. Surface temperature fluctuations range from -40 to +60 degrees Celsius. Gravity is 1.3 standard." A collective shudder rippled through the classroom. Essa's mandibles clicked nervously. Beside him, his classmate Maya appeared to be sleeping. The human girl's head rested on her folded arms, her chest rising and falling in the slow rhythm of sleep. Her species had joined the Galactic Federation only 2 cycles ago, and most students still regarded humans with curiosity and caution. They were an oddity, a species that had somehow achieved interstellar capability despite originating from a planet the Federation had classified as uninhabitable for colonization. "Miss Maya!" Zilthar's voice carried an edge of irritation. The human girl stirred, stretching her arms above her head with a jaw-cracking yawn that displayed her unsettling flat teeth. "Sorry, Professor. I was up late studying. Perhaps you'd like to volunteer for the Theta 7 expedition, since my lecture fails to captivate you?" Essa expected the human to pale, to stammer an apology. Instead, Maya simply shrugged. "Sure, sounds fine." The classroom fell silent. Even Zilthar's bioluminescent patches dimmed in surprise. "You understand what a Class 9 death world entails?" the professor asked slowly. "Volcanic activity, toxic atmosphere, extreme temperature swings, high gravity." Maya ticked off the points on her fingers. "Honestly, Professor, it sounds like a mild Tuesday back home." Essa couldn't help himself. "You're either incredibly brave or incredibly stupid," he said, his translator rendering his clicking speech into standard. "No offense intended." Maya turned to him with an expression that humans called a smile, a strange baring of teeth that other species found either endearing or threatening. "None taken. But I grew up in a place called Rajasthan. Desert temperatures hit 50 Celsius regularly. I've also been to Siberia, where it drops to -50, and I walked most of it barefoot as a kid." "Impossible," Zilthar interjected. "Earth is already classified as a Class 7 death world. No species walks such environments unprotected." "We do," Maya said simply. "Humans adapt. It's kind of our thing." The expedition launched 3 days later. Despite his skepticism, Essa had volunteered for the mission, partly out of warrior pride, partly out of morbid curiosity about the human girl who treated Deathworld missions like casual excursions. The team consisted of 6 members: Zilthar himself, Essa, Maya, 2 Viridian engineers with their environmental suits upgraded to military specifications, and a quantum navigator. Each member wore advanced hazard suits that represented the pinnacle of Federation technology, each member except Maya, who wore only a basic pressure suit and a simple breathing apparatus. "Are you certain you won't upgrade your equipment?" Essa asked as they prepared for descent. His own suit was a marvel of Kresh military engineering, equipped with temperature regulation, gravitational compensation, and redundant life support systems. Maya checked her basic gear with practiced efficiency. This is fine. I don't need much. Theta 7's surface was everything the briefings had promised and worse. The shuttle's external cameras showed rivers of lava snaking across blackened plains, geysers of superheated gas erupting without warning, and an atmosphere that shimmered with toxic particulates. They landed on a relatively stable plateau, and the team began their equipment checks. Essa watched through his helmet display as environmental readings scrolled past. Atmospheric toxicity at 94%, ambient temperature at 48 degrees Celsius, gravity at 1.32 standard. Preliminary sweep indicates the geological samples are located 2 kilometers northeast, the Quantum Navigator reported. Terrain is not encouraging. The journey was harrowing. Twice, they had to detour around lava flows. The Viridian engineers' suits began registering system strain within the first hour. Even Essa's military-grade equipment showed warnings as they navigated the treacherous landscape. Maya, meanwhile, moved with an ease that defied logic. She hopped across cooling magma rocks, adjusted her breathing apparatus with casual indifference, and at one point actually removed her gloves to examine a crystalline formation. "Are you insane?" Essa shouted through the comm system. "The ambient temperature will burn your tissue." Maya glanced at him, those strange human eyes reflecting the volcanic glow. "It's only 43 degrees here in the shade. That's actually pleasant compared to summer back home. Besides, I needed to feel the texture." She tapped the crystal. "Interesting mineral composition. Probably contains rare earth elements." Zilthar's voice crackled through the comm. How is this possible?" "Evolution, Professor." Maya secured the sample in her collection bag. "Earth didn't give us a choice. We adapted or died. Our ancestors crossed deserts that would make this look comfortable, climbed mountains where the oxygen was so thin we developed larger lung capacity, survived ice ages, and thrived in jungles filled with predators that make your Class 9 fauna look tame." She turned to face the group, backlit by a geyser of superheated gas that erupted behind her. "You want to know the real secret? Earth was our training ground. Every human carries the DNA of survivors who conquered the worst planet in this sector. So yeah, I walked Earth barefoot. This," she gestured at the hellscape around them, "this is just another walk in the park." The mission concluded successfully. The team returned with their samples, and Essa found himself looking at humans, and Maya specifically, with new understanding. Later, in the station's observation deck, he found her watching Earth through the viewport, that small blue marble that had forged an entire species of impossible survivors. "Your planet tried to kill you," Essa said, settling beside her. "And instead of breaking you, it made you into something extraordinary." Maya smiled. "That's the thing about humans, Essa. We don't just survive. We thrive. Give us a Deathworld, and we'll call it home. Give us the impossible, and we'll make it look easy." She yawned again, that same casual gesture that had started it all. "Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to catch up on that sleep. Tomorrow's lecture is on Class 10 Deathworlds." Essa's mandibles clicked in what humans would recognize as laughter. "Let me guess. You're volunteering for that mission too?" "Obviously," Maya said, her eyes already closing. "I've always wanted to see what actual danger looks like." As she drifted off, Essa understood the truth that would reshape his understanding of the galaxy. Humans didn't conquer Deathworlds. They were born from one, and that made all the difference.